Hey, it's the 4th of March today and I'm really excited because it's the book launch evening. In conjunction with Change Management Institute Victoria, we've got a great event here. We're at the library at the docks. Have a look at the surroundings. We're on Victoria Harbour, which is fantastic, and we're in for a really good night. We've got 70 people coming and I'm doing a short talk and we're having wine and nibbles, and yeah, it's going to be great.
We've got Anya here, the chapter lead for CMI from Victoria.
I'm super excited to welcome everyone to the event tonight. I'm really looking forward to Lena introducing her new book, and actually can't wait to read it myself. So really excited, and get her to talk a little bit about change is changing as well. So she's an amazing thought leader, so what an event.
We have the Dr. Jen from the one and only who wrote the foreword to Lena Ross's second book.
Yes, I did.
Yes. How have you found this evening, and what would you like to say?
Great night. The conversations are amazing that's going on. It's a really vibrant, connected community that is really getting into some meaty stuff in their conversations. So, you know, beyond the value of Lena's book and what you can get out of that, it's times 10 in terms of the conversations that are happening. So it's great. Yeah.
Conversations.
Yeah.
Thanks.
The key thing I'm going to take away is it's all about teaching principles, not formulas. So what that means is change is ever going to change, right? But we can get the principles right, we'll be suited for anything.
I think for me, new power really resonated. I think that's so critical in organisations. I think the stat from Denmark, about 3% of the staff have 60 to 70% of the power, and it's not people with the titles. I think that's critical in nowadays. It's not top down, it's really bottom up in a lot of ways, and it's finding those key people to be able to influence organisations to drive change organically that really resonated with me.
I found Lena's talk absolutely fascinating, and one of the things that really resonated with me was the use of new power and where that came from within organisations. Change can come from anywhere, and that new power can be a major source of change. So it's less about the frameworks and more about how to engage more responsibly with new power.
I just think it was so refreshing to hear Lena talk about the way that change has to change. You know, we're talking about it, I talk about it, but people aren't hearing it yet. We're stuck in our old ways of working, in the traditional approaches to change management, which are just not going to cut it anymore.
For me, the key take was definitely social capital. The comparison between Celeste Barber, I think her name is, versus the AFL and the amount of money they generated. Both great causes, but it's quite interesting how AFL's a lot well known, but they were only able to generate, was it 2 million or so, compared to Celeste's 50 million. So social capital is power.
The talk today, Lena is always at the forefront of change, and that is why we'll be reading her book tonight. And what's keeping me awake at night, I guess, is what does the future look like for change? And I think this talk today has been really helpful.
What's keeping me up at night is probably exactly what Lena talked about tonight, which was change is changing. So we've now got a challenge around old world governance and trying to bring a new way of thinking and a new way of looking at how do we report on value for our change efforts.
To me, I love the concept about adaptive change. So I like the idea that we're in such a complex universe and that we need to really look at focusing about how we adapt things to the audience.
I think Lena's always got a new take on what's relevant to be successful, and I love her multidisciplinary approach. So I think the key takeaway for me was the importance of employee experience is greater than customers. I've always thought employees are number one, so it just reinforced that for me tonight.
Listen, tonight was fantastic. As always, Lena was brilliant, and can't wait to read the second book. And I think from tonight I took away the fact that change management is all about human beings, so it's all about that human-centred approach, and that empathy being the most important thing that you need to be thinking about as a change practitioner.
The mindset, the methodologies of doing change are still there, but they're getting adapted and adopted into different ways of working.
Wow, it was fantastic. There was so much in it. One of the key things that I'm taking away, and I'm going to use this tomorrow, is the future is now. It's not tomorrow, it's now. This is fantastic insight.
It's been a wonderful night here at the book launch for Lena's second book, and
can't actually tell you how amazing it's been to hear a little bit more about change is changing, and you still hear a little bit of the background noise. So it's all been about celebrating Lena, celebrating us as the change community, and really the amazing connections that come out of that one. So join us for the next one.